Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Runescape. Today I'm going to be getting my own kingdom. Who are you? Who seeks audience with the king of this fair land? I am known in these lands as Dokdar, your majesty. I came in search of a quest. It pleases me to see such enthusiasm. I was once an adventurer such as yourself. Even while fulfilling my duties as king, I would roam the lands in search of adventure and strike down mighty foes with a single blow. Unfortunately, I was a little too daring and attempted to brave the Icelands, where I finally met my match. I survived, barely, but I was cursed for the rest of my life to stay in this form, which leaves me incapable of performing my duties as ruler. This is why I'm looking for an exceptional soul to be regent of this fair kingdom. If I may be so bold, Your Majesty, I think Miscellanea would rest in capable hands with me. You are a bold Dokdar, but then I have yet to see a good ruler who is not. You will first have to demonstrate your worth. You are a good warrior, that I do not doubt. However, ruling also requires a good grasp of diplomacy. We have been at war with neighboring etc. for hundreds of years, so your diplomacy sucks. However, I think both of us have rather lost our appetite for hostilities. Now may be an opportune time to make amends. If you manage to negotiate peace with them, then you will truly have shown your skill as a diplomat. Then do not stray far, Your Majesty, for I shall soon return. A mere formality, of course. By miscellaneous tradition, one may not become ruler of the kingdom if one is not part of the royal family. You will have to convince my daughter, Princess Astrid, to marry you. I am sure she won't be able to resist your heroic charms. You can ask Grim for advice. That's what he's here for, after all. How am I supposed to get the princess to marry me? I think you may find that talking to her would be a good way to start. Sound advice, sound advice. I cannot argue with that advice. Good day, sir. As I'm sure you're aware, your father the king is seeking someone to rule the kingdom instead. I have put myself forward, but in order for me to become ruler, you have to marry somebody in the royal family, namely me. Yes. You realize, I hope, that I have many suitors. Take it you're not especially fond of any of them? That is true. However, I'm willing to give you a chance. If you impress me enough, I may consider accepting to marry you. Flowers? No. Thank you. They're lovely. She's wearing studded hide bow. She also has a bow cabinet. Oh. So you practice archery. I see you have a bow mounted on your wall. Thinks it's cowardly art, but I find there's just as much courage and more skill involved in going into combat with a bow and a quiver. What do you think? Archers are all cowards. Don't threaten me with a dead fish? What? It actually is a very noble art. I'm so glad you agree. What do you think of the advisor? He's a bit scary sometimes, but he's always nice to me. When I was young, I called him Uncle Grim. Okay, well, he's been very helpful. Yes, my father made a wise decision when he chose him to be his advisor. So tell me about all these other suitors you have. They never cease to bother me. They swarm around me like flies, sort of what I'm doing, all hoping to win my heart. Perhaps I should use them for target practice. Look over there, King Black Dragon. I can hold them still if you'd like. How do you know I wouldn't hit you as well? I have confidence in your skills. Oh, my guy's a sly talker. Maybe I should give her this bow now. Oh, no, she couldn't possibly accept it. Okay, let's go see how the other side's doing, because I have to go to that etc. place. My clansmen are talking about people. I don't know who. I don't know who that Bill guy is, but maybe I should kill Bill. approval rating. Lumberjack Leif. I like that name. L-E-I-F. Leif. It's a cool name. I used to use that as a game tag like 10 years ago. Oh, this must be the kingdom that I'm coming to now. Open door. Where's the... Oh, there's the upstairs. I was like, where do I get upstairs from? I can't seem to find it anywhere. Hello, Queen Sigrid. You don't look too happy. Have you come for any particular reason? I'm a busy queen, you know. I had to attend to the opening of a new orphanage this morning. This afternoon I shall be receiving the ambassador of Karamja and accompanying him on his week-long tour of etc. And this evening we shall be putting on a grand ball. All of the kingdom's nobility will be present. Oh, who am I kidding? Nothing ever happens here. I always wanted to be a princess when I was a girl. If I'd been told it would be like this, I wouldn't have bothered. Yes, did you want something? I have been sent here by King Vargas to negotiate a treaty of peace between your two great nations. Still, peace sounds like a nice idea. He will, of course, have to recognize etc. officially as a sovereign nation. Afraid not. Last time we met, I called him a pompous old fool for thinking he was still worth anything as an adventurer. Promptly declared war, claiming the land of etc. belonged to Miss Lania. When he realized neither of us had an army, he was ever so angry. He set off for the Icelands to prove me wrong, and, well, I expect you saw what happened to him. Shall go ask him to officially recognize, etc. Or, like, why don't you and... He doesn't seem to have a wife. If you two got married... Well, I guess you don't want to marry that big, scary monster, but, you know, if both of you got married, it'd be one big island nation. Etc. Dry patch. Looks like you guys aren't farming too much these days. Rabbits! There's rabbits everywhere. Is that a fairy ring over there? It is a fairy ring. That would be nice. Okay, so all I need to do is make sure the king becomes a nice guy. He just has to be like, oh yes, I recognize them. Oh, Majesty. I have your Majesty. She says that she'll agree to peace as long as Miss Lania recognizes etc. as a sovereign nation. I'll officially recognize her country as soon as she changes the national anthem. It's insulting. The title alone, "You're stupid, we're the best," should be enough to give you an idea. I'm sure I can convince her. There are better hit. You're stupid, we're the best. Okay, let's talk to my future wife before I get on though. No, I guess I don't have anything new to give to her. Or say to her. Maybe I should talk to that advisor guy on my way back in. Ragnar. Ragnavald. I was hoping that one would be like Ragnavin. And then you're gonna find the one guy called Ragnarok, and everyone's gonna hate him because his name means end of the world. Like how there's just this little bench looking out to the water. I would totally sit there. That would be my spot. I love water. Water is such a beautiful thing to look at. Especially in moonlight. Ladies. Nah. Ooh, Grusta. Okay, where did you go? There you are. Have you talked to him yet? I have, Your Majesty. He says he will recognize the country when you change your anthem. What? But it's a great anthem. I composed it myself. Listen. You're stupid, we're the best, etc. beats the rest. Queen Sigrid is very pretty, King Vargas is a fool. Hey, naughty. I'm afraid he insisted. You have to find a bard to write a new one, though. And there isn't a bard to be had, for love nor money, and etc. Oh god, the only bard I can think of is Olaf. Do I have to go find Olaf? I really hope I don't. Olaf's music isn't the best. Especially since he said I was a better bard than him. Or he said something like that, like I was a good bard, very close to his own skill. And when I saw my own performance, I was like, what the hell am I doing up here? Okay, let's travel back to Relica. I need to get this bard. If I'm wrong in my judgment of talking to Olaf, then I will be completely confused. No, I don't want to come to Bandos Wiswo. Olaf the Bard. I was wondering. Okay, that is not what I needed to know. I forgot what I wanted to talk to you about now. Okay. So, I need to find a bard, and I need the princess to agree to marry me. No, I meant to actually talk to you, musician. Okay. So, I need to find a bard. I guess. Guess I'll go talk to the advisor. He'll probably give me something or another. That's the best I can do at the moment. Wait, what about this musician? Maybe he knows how to sing. He at least knows how to play. And I also have to still convince that woman to marry me. I know it's a very hard decision to make. I may not be the most attractive hero. Oh, and there's Talamain. Oops. Greetings, yeah, let's see about this one. I've watched the suitors come and go, trying to win her heart, and I tell you this is no easy task. You could hardly go wrong with a gift of flowers, and of course talking to her is important. I also hear she favors a man who knows how to dance. Ooh. How do I make peace? Okay. Could... Oh! Oh, the prince has a lyre. Oh, maybe. Yes. No problem. It's already done. Here, listen. Etc., etc. Oh, what a great country it is. Etc., etc. So I wrote a song about it. It's somewhere in the sea and it looks very nice. If it weren't for your ancestors, it wouldn't be there at all. And when things aren't going too well, we sing this lovely song and then we all feel so much better. It won't take very long. Here's a copy. You can keep it. Don't mention it. Yeah, it's an awful anthem. Advisor Graham, what do I do about an awful anthem? Why are there so many people here? Oh dear, well, that's only to be expected. May I see it, please? Yes, allow me to make a few magicians. There you go. Did you make it into a good anthem? Oh, you did make it into a good anthem. Okay. Now I heard she likes dancing. So, let's dance the night away. Impressive, I like a man who knows how to dance. You're perhaps a more interesting man than I first took you for, sir. Oh, but I realize you have not yet told me your name. My name is Dokdar, your highness. Then may I call you Dokdar, sir? If I may call you Astrid, your royal highness. You may call me princess. Very well, princess. Ouch. Very little. It's not as if there's much to it. I might try to set up trade with other islands. That sounds like a good idea. Thank you. So why are you interested in archery? I'm not sure. Even when I was little, archery always fascinated me. You should stick to knitting. Beards. Dangerous, flammable, and make you look mad. What? I'm quite fond of it myself. It's good to know someone who shares my interests. So what's the history of these islands? Well, nothing very exciting ever happened until my father declared war. Insulted him. What happened next? You realize that neither of us have an army. So maybe I give her this bow now? Yes. Thank you, it's lovely. A regular bow. This, where so many before me have failed and finally melted the heart of the fair princess. Not yet, my dear. Let's just say that you have made it onto the short list. How big is the short list? It's a lovely little country. Glad you like it. Not often, no. I sometimes go hunting. I suppose you don't have much opportunity to. Exactly. Perhaps you could take me with you someday, dear. Dear? We don't always get along, but I'm sure he's a nice guy at heart. And what a great bard he makes. Haha, oh yes, quite the bard he is. Hello, dear. Hello, darling. Is this where I pop the question? Okay, no, apparently not. I guess I have to talk to the advisor Grimm one more time. Go on, climb down the stairs. But first I have to go give this anthem to the... Wow, your Fremenniks aren't that strong. I have to go give her the new anthem, and that'll give us a peace treaty, I suppose. All this running back and forth between islands sure is tiring. But this is an island I could live on. Except if I was living in this kind of world. I'd probably want to live in a place where I could fight stuff and get leveled up. Because I would like to become a powerful warrior. Talk to the queen. Yes, your majesty. Let's see now. Etc., etc. Of our country we are proud. Etc., etc. Let's all sing its name out loud. Rising high above the water, the jewel of the north, our mothers and our fathers to build this land came forth. And in the times of darkness, sing praises of our land. And in our hearts we can be sure our victory is at hand. Why, this is quite good. I'm surprised. Here's a treaty declaring what we've mutually agreed to. I've already signed, so all it needs is King Vargas' signature, and it'll be official. I got the treaty. I like treats. Treats are nice. My dogs also love treats. Just not the same kind of treats I like. Matilda. I like how these goals all follow in formation, like real goals. Seagulls. Hey, who's over there? Who's over there? Drink water. 32. What are you doing over there? Okay, so I think I've settled this guy's problems. I'm gonna marry the princess soon. I got the treaty. And everything should be good now, right? Quest finished, I marry him, her, whatever. I don't know. I said him, I meant him, but that was a total mistake. She has grown very fond of you. You do well to show her you are fond of her too. When the time comes to actually ask her for her hand in marriage, do not forget the engagement ring. Okay. I have the treaty here. I doubt I will be able to hold an ordinary pen well enough to sign the treaty. You'll have to find a pen large enough for me to hold. Great. You should find a way to make the nib and body for a very large pen. Is that what this stuff's for? No? Hello, fair princess. I know you keep calling me darling now, so... Oh no, dear, I call you darling. Will this please work? Okay. I seem to be missing a crucial step then. Maybe I have to give her the shield bow too. I bought both bows because I didn't know what bow she needed. It just said I needed a bow. Okay, there's an anvil over here. I'm guessing I need to use the iron bar on an anvil to make the thingamabobber. Oh, hello, Derek. Oh, I have a slightly strange request. About the size of a helm should do. Okay, I have one here. And then do I just use the giant pen? Got it. Not quite how I expected this to go, but it worked. Not gonna complain about something that worked, right? There's not much point in doing that when there's so much more stuff to complain about. Okay, climb upstairs. Cook at fireplace. I do like his castle, though, I must admit. That table's quite destroyed, though. How are you getting? Sorry about that yawn. Here it is, Your Majesty. Excellent. And now, with a flourish, I sign the end of the rivalry between our two proud kingdoms. Not yet, Your Majesty. Well, keep at it then. Grimm tells me that the population is not yet very supportive of the idea of having you as ruler. To try to gain their support. Okay. So, I don't know what else I could possibly do to get her to like me. Advisor Grimm doesn't really tell me anything else. How do I gain the support of the population? Nearly 25% of the population, but you need 75%. Okay. How do I get the princess to marry me? When time comes to actually... Okay, so I have to show her that I'm fond of her too. Oh, if I had a dance last time, maybe this time I have to blow a kiss. Why aren't you the charmer? Is this really for me? Yes. Will you marry me? Oh, my dear, I thought you'd never ask. Of course I'll marry you. We'll have to put off the actual ceremony until we can find a priest, but you can tell my father I have agreed to marry you. Yay! Sorry, ladies. I'm taken by an NPC. But then again, the way she was born should not affect how I feel about her. She may have been born an NPC, but who can blame her? So he said I have to collect resources for the place, right? Oh, and I give the logs to Lumberjack Leif. I'm not even getting experience for this crap. Tisk tisk. Oh, I got 1 experience. Let me see, it actually says thanks, so what's my rating now? 20%, 26%, oh god, this is gonna take forever. I guess I'll cut to when I'm done this bit. So I'll see you all in a few. Okay, and we're back. Yes, she has, Your Majesty. Excellent, excellent. Grimm tells me that the population would be glad to have you as a ruler. I see no reason to delay your regency any further. Grimm, please proceed with the ceremony. By the powers invested in me by the miscellaneous constitution, I decree that Dokdar be new regent of this fair kingdom. Is that all? That is all. I wish you luck as regent. Woo, yay! Greetings. Wait, first, before that, have I unlocked any more of these? No, I have not. How is the kingdom faring? But the possibility of war. What war? Withdraw all 10,000 for now. But what war? Has anything been happening in the kingdom recently? Interesting that you should ask, Your Royal Highness. You see, the people are worried that will break out in war again. King Varys has found himself with little to do now that you are regent. He intended at first to return to adventuring. Fortunately, he still have not had the doors to the throne room enlarged so that he can leave. Been trying to rule once more. In your absence, however, he has once again quarreled with the Queen. Two of them have been writing letters to each other, threatening to raise armies and declare war. I see. Your Royal Highness, I suggest that you deal with this matter and reconcile the two of them. Such a quarrel is not good. Very well. I'll sort it out. Thank you, Your Royal Highness. I suggest you talk with the Prince and Princess to find out more. Sir Josepha. Hello, darling. Welcome back, my dear. I'm afraid I haven't managed to find a priest for our marriage yet. That's a pity. Oh, Advisor Grimm said I should talk to you about the prince and recent events in the kingdom. I'll ask Father if he minds us discussing this in the throne room for a while. Ooh, cutscene. Advisor Grimm told me to talk to you about the situation. Stop playing your liar. What has happened while I've been away? It's terrible, my darling. My father's been arguing with the Queen, etc., and he's managed to start a war again. It's awful that your work has been undone by such an accident. What do you mean an accident? Well, if my father had had something to occupy him, he wouldn't have gotten bored and decided to argue with Queen Sigrid again. We can't have him declaring war all the time, even if it would give us a chance to show off our military might. And I could finally show him that archery is a cowardly skill. If only we had an army, we could prove ourselves against the Excedrians. Astrid, I have an even better idea. Better than archery? I think we should persuade our father and Queen Sigrid to marry. What are you talking about? Think of the poetic irony of the situation. The best part is that it could write their wedding hymn for them. Today is a happy day. We are getting married. Our national anthems are wonderful. Won't you sing this song? I'm not sure that's such a good idea. I think it'll work. Perhaps it's an odd idea, my darling, but since we don't have an army, we can hardly declare war. I trust my brother's judgment, though his ideas can sometimes be a little strange. I was telling Doctor about your poetic accomplishments. Oh, that's alright then. So will you talk to our father and Queen Sigrid then? I'm sure you can manage to arrange it. Give it a try, but they'll still be angry with each other, so I don't think it'll work. Oh god. She's asking me the impossible. What is it? You'll have to excuse me, I'm quite busy. I thought I was supposed to deal with those once you appointed me regent. Well, there's not all that much for me to do these days, you see. And though you do make a fine regent, you cannot be here all the time. In a manner of speaking, these affairs of state you're dealing with. Would these involve starting a war? Not exactly. Well, yes, of course. Sigrid was the one who insulted me first. And that's the least of the kingdom's problems at the moment. Some of Frodi's barrels are missing, as are many of Magus' crates. Leif also says he's had stacks of wood disappear. Since you're the regent, you should investigate what's happened. Right away, your majesty. I'm glad to see the kingdom in such capable hands. All you need to do for the moment is talk to the citizens, find out what has been happening. Okay, and you told me to interrogate the other side's citizens. That's not gonna help stuff. Okay, so royal trouble. I should talk to the miscellaneous who gather resources for me. Okay. So that would be 4 people. Gardener. Royal trouble. You mean you hadn't heard of your Royal Highness? The soldiers came and demanded teeth from us. You're the only person we give any of our goods to, so we refused and found the next day that some of our goods had been stolen. Oh no. Might as well rake this while I'm here though. This gives up good approval rating. Oh yeah, 83% already. Now 85. Holy crap, this is giving me 2% each? Okay. Let's go speak to that there fisherman. He might make me a good offer on fish. Lobsters especially. Since that's what I fished for him. No, I don't need approval rating, it's up there. Royal trouble. You hadn't heard? Okay, yeah, so you just say the exact same thing that she does. So then, let's find out, I guess, from everyone. So there's Lumberjack Leaf. You're gonna say the exact same thing. Yep. And the last person's the miner, right? The miner 49er. Miners can't perform 69ers. They're too young. One last guy. Okay. Now I'll go talk to the queen, I guess. Actually, I have to interrogate some of her citizens, don't I? Guess I can finally equip this crap. Well, it's not really crap, it's my dragon stuff. And I like my dragon stuff. Okay, let's talk to you. How's the weather doing? Could be better. Carpenter Cadillac. Okay. So apparently those guys were not the ones I was supposed to talk to. How about you, Matilda? Apparently not, since you said the exact same thing as what's his face? The guy that was just outside. Okay, let's talk to the queen then. Open the large door, character. Incompetent. I'll give him incompetent. Yes, what is it? I hear from King Vargas that relations between etc. and Miscellany are none too cordial at the moment. Of course not. That idiot Vargas has decided to take a hand in ruling Miscellany, even though he'd handed it over to you, and now he's declared war. I suppose all those insults I made about his parentage can't have helped the matter. Even so, that doesn't excuse what he did to my citizens. Citizens have told me that items of theirs have been taken, and I'm sure that Vargas is behind it. Since you're the one who's supposed to be ruling, you should sort it out. Of course, it's my duty. Okay. But what about all the items that were taken from my people? Guess I better talk to her people and find out what went missing. Otherwise, I'm gonna be stuck here forever. Are you on the other side? Okay, nothing. Helga, how about you? You're the regent, aren't you? I'm surprised you didn't know about your own soldiers demanding tribute from us. I told them to go away, but the next day I found that they'd stolen my small shield. How am I supposed to defend the house without it? And what am I going to use as a fruit bowl in the meantime? Please sort out your soldiers and get my shield back to me. Hello. What's going on here then? Okay. Oh, so you have nothing gone missing. Gotcha. How about you? Surprised you have, yeah, okay. Okay, so you have that problem going on. Matilda. Okay, yeah, I get it. Everything's cool with you. And I guess I have to find out what Moldiff lost. Okay. Is that enough now? I should tell her about this, and I should tell King Vargas about this. Okay, so I'll tell her since I'm over here still. Problem is, like, she didn't let me tell her about it earlier. Will she let me tell her about it now? I've talked to the miscellaneous as well as the Excedrins. The Excedrins said that Miscellanean soldiers came to their house and demanded tribute. Treasure Snake, and the Miscellaneous said that the Excedrin army marched into their fields and demanded teeth. Now I see his plan isn't content with simply arguing he wants to start a war, even if it means swindling his own citizens. Your Majesty, there hasn't been one for centuries. If I may, shouldn't even be ruling now. It's your responsibility to deal with. Me? Suppose you're right. So, you're not gonna just find out where they are. I should tell King Vargas about this as well. God damn it. But no one's gonna tell me anything. She's not even gonna try to be helpful. Just gonna be a complete ass about everything. Hi, Sir Josepha. Guess I better tell King Vargas about what's been going on over yonder. I'm sorry, I just woke up. I am so yawnful. I don't know why. Anyways, though, like, yeah, the castles here are nice. The land's pretty good. They have plentiful resources. Doesn't look like it would be too cold or too hot up here. And they have chickens, my favorite type of meat. Well, I like chickens and fish. Beef and pork, not too much. Don't get me wrong, I do like a good burger here and there, but just not a big fan of beef or pork. Spoken to both citizens, yes. See. Thinks that now I've recognized etc. as a sovereign nation, I'll just roll over and play dead when she tries to invade. She's even started spreading rumors. Your Majesty. Can I, like... I'm not sure that would work very well, Your Majesty. In any case, they must have come from somewhere. Ask Advisor Grimm. He's a capable advisor, so I'm sure he'll know about any suspicious people. What are you supposed to be? An abominable snowman? Okay. I'm not sure what you're implying, Your Highness, or that you could advise me where to look for them. Ah, of course. Assuming that nobody presently living in Mislandia would have taken them, it is, of course, likely that someone from outside took them. The sailor who brought you here from the mainland would be the first to see any suspicious visitors. I suggest you ask him about recent arrivals to the island. Okay. That actually makes perfect sense. Why can't they add an Advisor Grimm option to every quest? That'd be so perfect. Okay, Thorhild. That's a pretty badass name actually for a girl. Thorhild. An elk tree is cutting down a maple tree. Beautiful. Everything's going wonderful. So, I have to talk to the boatman, which is just sailor. Does have a bottle of booze on him though. Looking for a sailor. King's advisor said I should talk to you. He said there have been some suspicious people arriving recently. Well, I don't know of any suspicious people. Advisor Grimm can be rather paranoid about these things sometimes. Nobody apart from you and those kids from Relica. What kids from Relica? 5 of them came over here a few weeks ago. They said they were here to see relatives in the dungeons, and they were visiting from the mainland. They didn't realize the king kept people in his dungeons. I didn't even know Mislandia had dungeons. They've not been used to keep prisoners for a long time, but since the war ended, we've had more people visiting the island. Some of them decided they wanted to stay, so we've had to find somewhere for them to live. Only the weather on Mislandia is terrible, and nobody could build houses that would stand up to the strong wind. It was just the same, so you decided to live in the dungeons instead. They had to be enlarged first. There are still some dwarves working there, making more of the dungeon inhabitable. If you're looking for those kids from Relica, you'll find them in those dungeons. Why are you surprised about this though? I thought you'd become the regent. I'm still an adventurer, and I can't be everywhere in Runescape. That is true. Very true. I should ask him for... Okay, well, that's cool and all, but like, why do I have to ask him for it? I'm in charge of this kingdom. I have to ask him for access to dungeons in my own kingdom? What? That's some BS. Okay. Well then. If everyone wants to play like that, let's just climb up these stairs and confront him. Oh, Princess Astrid, we should make tons and tons of grandchildren for your father. Of course. I'm surprised I didn't tell you when you were appointed regent. It's okay, the sailor explained it to me. He said the only new arrivals to the island were some teenagers who came from Relica to visit their relatives. Those relatives are living in the houses in the dungeons. Doubt that anyone with Mislandian relatives would be at fault, however. They are still being excavated and the Dwarven architects are finding new caves as they go. There have been reports of odd sightings in these new caves. Perhaps they are monsters waiting to devour unwary. Whatever they are, I want you to look into it. You are a member of the royal family after all, so I know I can rely on your help. Guard by the dungeon entrance may not recognize you since he was only hired recently. Here, take this scroll. Okay. So, that might be why I wasn't allowed down there earlier, because he's new and doesn't recognize me. Is this the entrance to the dungeons? Looks like it has a staircase going down. Well, something going down. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. But I'm the regent. You're the regent? Well, I didn't vote for you. Sorry, Mr. Regent. Nobody can go into the dungeons without the king say so. Okay. All seems to be in order. Okay, now I'm down here. Wow, there really are a lot of people down here. I was not expecting this. I want to see what's in the clothes shop. What do you have for sale? Skirts, from neck shirts, woven tops, and other shirts. There's of course a beer place, some dwarves. Thora, Runna, Ingrid. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to though. Oh, can I squeeze through this crevice? Not safe. I need to shore up the walls before I can go. What? Shore up the walls? I don't quite fully understand what you're asking of me to do. But for now, I should probably find these kids and talk to them. I don't see them anywhere. Okay, let's talk to you, Thora. Hello. Good day, Your Royal Highness. Also, she knows who I am, but the guard doesn't. Okay. Talk to Runa. Would you like to try some anyway? What's it like living down here? I'll see what I can tell him to go away. What do you want? What are you doing down in these caves? Okay. Adventurer and Regent. In that case, could you go and deal with that monster? I don't want to have to face it again. Of course, dealing with monsters is what I do best. I can give you a mining prop to keep them up from falling on you. Give me a minute to find it. Okay. Yep, okay. Give me the thing. Just give me the goddamn thing. Okay, I'll talk to this guy now. Okay, you're useless. Now that I got the mining prop though, I should be able to get through this little thing. It wants me to kill off the monster. Oh, god damn you. There we go. Coal rocks. Take this weird engine thing, I guess. Take a pulley. A beam. Oh, it's another MC thing. Acme. Okay. Make sure you have a long top beam with a pulley and pulleys on the two cross beams. We recommend... Yeah, okay, so I gotta make this thing, right? So, broken scaffold. Should add a cross beam. Do I need more of these? Longer pulley beam? How long can I make this thing? What? No. Should add a cross beam to make it stable. Oh, take rope. No, that was wrong. Use the engine on here. Come on! Why aren't you using it? I should add a crossbeam. What are you talking about? I'm trying to make a crossbeam. Okay. So, have you added the pulleys? Make sure you have a long top beam with a pulley and pulleys on the two cross beams. We recommend. Have you attached a rope? Wind one of your ropes through the pulleys. Is the platform broken? Repair it with one of your Acme beams in a box. Have you added the engine? You added coal to the engine. Okay, so it's saying I need to add my rope to this. No? I should add. I'm trying to do that, but you're not really letting me. I'm not sure I'm following on what you want me to do now. Can I fix this platform? I should add a crossbeam to the scaffold. What are you trying to tell me, Buck? Wind one of your ropes. Okay, how do I make a crossbeam? You are not telling me anything, Buck. Perhaps I can fix the lift. Oh, sure. Sure, maybe. Just maybe. Fucking piece of crap. Okay, so I apparently need 3 beams or something. That's why I got 3. How many of these do I need? A bunch? No? I'm just making shit now. Nope. Take a ton of these. For some reason, a lot of these. That became useless. So, well, I know I need to put coal in the engine, right? So that works in my inventory for some reason. I don't know why that works in my inventory. Okay. Have I tried just using a pulley on this yet? Oh my god. Are you serious? Okay, so I should add a crossbeam to the top. Engine. Nothing interesting happens. Nothing. Well then, what's your problem? I should check the manual. Oh. There we go. Okay, that was stupid. I'm gonna get rid of all this crap now. No, seriously, the book does not tell you what you need to do. If it said how to make a crossbeam, that would have made more sense. Okay, exit tunnel. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh look, there's a little rope here. I can't reach that. Oh, do I need a... God damn it, I'm gonna need another rope. Tunnel. Use the lift. I guess I might as well grab a couple more ropes. Lift. Again. I'm guessing I'm gonna need this plank for something then. Otherwise, why would it be there? It would not be there for no reason. This game doesn't do stuff like that. Actually, it totally does. It totally puts something somewhere for no reason. Okay. Swing. Swing, bada bada swing, bada bada swing. Oh, hello. Hello. Burnt diary. Property of Armand Brunston. Read at your peril. If you steal this book, my dad will beat you up. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, this is what this is for. Why am I not allowed to walk on this rock? This is a stupid little thing. Why can't I just run past you? There's only a little tiny bit of water in the first two, and then the second two have none. Okay. Doing really badly at the trials. Big Earth broke his lyre for the 5th time, Hild got lost in the maze again, and Rain and Signy were both sick all over Manny. When are we going to finish these trials and become adults? My father keeps telling me to improve, saying that I should try harder to become a proper feminine adult. The trials aren't going well. I broke my arm while fighting a cow, and Big Garth almost fell into the furnace. Luckily my father saved him and Signy from spilling molten iron all over the adults. Askeladdin's already become an adult and keeps making fun of us. He really annoys me. Oh yeah, that kid looks like he's 10. I don't know how old you guys are, but you're failing this horribly. It's not fair. Father said that me and my friends might never pass our trials. They don't want us helping other people with their trials either. And now he says we have to leave Relica? How can they exile us? Oh, snap. I don't think your father will beat me up for reading this now. Signy said she heard about 2 island kingdoms that had been at war for hundreds of years. If we go there and make peace, will my father finally agree that we're true friendly adults? Life's not fair. We got to the island kingdom, said an adventurer had recently made peace by promising to marry the daughter of the king. Why does this always happen to us? If we had just been a little earlier, I could have married the king's daughter. So that just because they're at peace now doesn't mean they always will be. He says he has a plan. Belger's great plan is great. Now all I have to do is find the right armor and a place in one of the caves. Father's going to be so impressed with me. Or, oh, so these guys are creating a war to stop it. I see. What's the last chapter say? I'm guessing it's the last chapter. I already found out their plan. Plan worked. The kingdoms are at war again, and no one knows we were those soldiers. All we need to do is make peace, and the council at home will be so impressed that they'll make us adults right away. Why did it go so wrong? We were just about to get the goods back, but there are monsters in there. I'm not going anywhere near the giant snake, and I think the others agree. Giant snake? Others agree with me. We're cold and hungry and can't go back to the town because we got drunk in the inn and then couldn't pay. So bad that we've had to burn bits of my diary to keep warm. Someone please help us. Okay, are those the snakes? Oh, no, cutscene. What do we do now? If you hadn't got drunk in the inn, Signy, we could have stayed there for longer. It wasn't just me who got drunk. You looked like you were about to puke all over the barmaid. Rain threw up anyway. I can't help it, I just have a weak stomach. You're no better, Hild. You said you knew where we were, and now look at us. We're cold, we're hungry, and now we're lost. We wouldn't have been so cold if Armid had more diary pages he'd let us use. Hey, I have to write down what's happened. Otherwise father won't believe me when I tell him. If your father listened to what you say, we wouldn't be here. We'd have passed the trials and we'd become proper adults. It's not like he'll even look at the rubbish you've written in your diary. If only someone would come and save us. Someone's coming. Quick, let's hide. What if it's the monsters again? What if it's one of the townspeople? What if my father's found out what we've been doing? Hey, where am I going to hide? Shh, just pretend. pretend you're part of the scenery or something. You're almost smart enough to make a good rock. You want me to hit you? Just act normal, Armand, and hurry. Okay. Hello there. Don't bother me. Sorry? I said don't bother me. I'm being a rock at the moment. Can't be a rock. I heard you talking to people earlier. What did you hear? Your name's Armand, isn't it? I found your diary. Until you tell me what's going on. Why should I tell you? We're going to do really well and show my father that we're true adults. What, by starting a war? What the? Did you read my diary? Yes, all of it. What have you been doing in these caves anyway? Everyone else was too scared to come down here. Well, I'm the regent of Miscellanea. The king asked me to take a look. You're the regent? You four, I think you better come out now. We're in big trouble. Nice impression of a rock you did there, Armand. So you're the adventurer we'd heard about. Then the one who married the princess? Yep, that's me. And you five are the people mentioned in Armand's diary, right? Did you steal those goods from the Excentrians? And it was Belgra's idea, not mine. He said that if we disguised ourselves as soldiers, we could convince both the king and queen that they were under attack. It would have worked if it hadn't been for that huge snake. The things we'd taken somewhere safe so we could get back to them. And once we made peace again, everything was going well until we got back to that place and a giant sea snake had moved in. It's made a nest out of all the boxes and barrels. If you can get rid of the sea snake, we'll be really grateful to you. We can't even get out of these dungeons while it's there. Cold here, we've got no food, and we can't go back to the town. Not after we got drunk and then didn't pay our bill. Of course, I was going to do that anyway. Thank you so much. You saved us from the brink of death. I'd ask you for one more thing. Please don't tell my father how badly we messed up. Oh, he's gonna know. He's gonna know. Oh, sea snake hatchlings. You guys are very... Ugh. Snakes are sometimes cool, but like, sea snakes? Oh, they just slither around and they're slimy. Sea snakes are gross. Why did it have to be sea snakes? Examine light. I can see the surface. Oh no! Oh no! You're a big guy. Luckily, you're pretty goddamn weak. Look at that snake. Look at that goofy little face. Look at it. It's like bleh, 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 bleh. Okay, let's just destroy you. Oh, here's all the crates. Come on, you're almost dead. And bam. He's dead. Water orb, heavy box, big bones. Oh, I'm poisoned. Are you alright? Who's that? I'm up here, above this hole. I've thrown down a rope. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, guard. Still, can't let you go back down there until the queen says it's safe. Yeah, I know I'm poisoned. Lovely. Just take the box back to... Okay, back to the queen. Ashhild. Child. Ashchild. Ashhild. Weird names. Oh, okay. So, Queen Sigrid. Your Majesty, what is it? I found out what caused all of these problems. A group of teenagers from Relica came to Etc. to prove themselves as adults. They said they tried to start a war, which they then stopped and be hailed as peacemakers. They were the ones who disguised themselves as soldiers. That explains what the citizens said about armies, I suppose. What about the items that went missing? Well, there was a minor problem involving a sea snake, but I dealt with it and got the items back. Finally, a ruler of Miscellanea who's willing to do something for his neighbors. Do you have the items with you? Yes, I have them with me. Thank you, Dokdar. You've shown yourself to be an excellent diplomat and warrior, not a combination that comes naturally to many. My citizens would like their items back, of course. One of my guards will deal with the items for you, and you will be provided with a suitable reward. Finally, I have a letter that I would like you to give to Fergus. This war was a mistake, and I made a formal apology. Now that you've finished giving these items back, please give my letter to Vargas. Sure thing. I still got his burnt diary. And I got the letter. And I still have your items apparently. Oh no, it's an empty box. Can I keep it for my cat? My pet cat would love an empty box. All cats love empty boxes. And empty bags. Cats love bags. Anyways, moving along. Seagulls. Still poisoned. Go away, poison. Okay. I got still 90% approval. Let's actually just bulk that up to 100% before I go finish up. Oh, I'm raking her. Yeah, bet you like that. Whoa, did I just go up to 90? Oh, I thought I went straight up from 90 to 95. Oh, 100. Screw it, I'm at 100. I don't need anything. Unless you can go above 100%. Can you? No, they wouldn't do that to you. Okay. Alrighty then. Here you go, King Vargas. I found the people who took the goods from your citizens. They weren't soldiers after all. They were teenagers from Relica who were trying to prove themselves as adults by starting a war and then bringing about peace. Unless they're the ones that the council warned me about. Apparently some of the youngins are impressively useless. Still, I can't believe they'd start a war between us just to show they were adults. But at least you found the missing goods. Do you have them with you? Afraid not, Your Majesty. There are too many for me to carry. We'll have to send people to collect them later then. Also, I spoke to her. She gave me a letter for you, which she said was a formal apology. Let me see. You defeated the sea snake. Sigrid seems rather impressed with that. And the caverns underneath her palace are joined to ours. I see. She thinks we should join forces and develop them for more houses. Finally. That's not what I'd have expected from Sigrid. What is it, Your Majesty? She says if I weren't a Yeti, she might want to get to know me better. Since we're both warmongering fools, she thinks we'd get on well. I suppose she has a point there. Brandy's suggestion worked, and I didn't even do anything. What was that? Nothing, Your Majesty. Was it Brand? It was Brand. Okay, I said Brandy. Do you want me to give a reply to... No, I'll think about it for a while. Though I'd like to tell her I'm sorry for calling her a warmongering harpy. In the meantime, Dogdar, you have managed to avert a war and bring the culprits to light. The Kingdom of Miscellanea will have a reward for this. I hear that are also grateful for your help and have pledged some of their resources. You can talk to Grim to deal with those, just as before. So I got some decent XP. Drop this book, drop this lift manual, drop the burnt diary, keep everything else. Yeah, hard task, get mahogany for my subjects. So I'm gonna manage. I'm gonna deposit. I got 199k at least. Oh god. 199000 plus 560. There we go. I want mahogany. I want you guys to do that. I don't want any fishing. Actually, I don't really want too much mahogany. Don't want wood. I want herbs and farming. Okay. But I mostly want to get some hardwood mahogany just so that I can finish that task. Anyways, on to my spins. Oh, those goddamn dogs are barking their heads off. Nice small fallen star, Slayer lamp, fallen star, melee training dummy. Okay, so let's throw all you guys in arranged for now because I really want to get that up, and since I've been told, challenged, I guess, by the players to only use a shield and one-handed weapon, range is going to be hard to get up since I have to do it outside of episodes. So there we go. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Play RuneScape, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodles, everyone!